Hi Nick, so this is just a quick tutorial video on how to access your website and make some simple text changes. So this video, it will cover just the text side of things. If you want to look at updating and changing photographs, I'll cover that separately. And ideally to do that, you would need something like Photoshop to do a little bit of resizing. But for now, let's get you access to the site to make some text changes. First of all, I've sent you an email, and on the email there's a link with a username and a password. So if you click on the link, pop in your username and password, and then just click sign me in. That will then bring you to this screen here. Ignore any messages over the right hand side about payments due. There's nothing due at all. I'm not really sure why those appear, but just completely ignore those. On the left hand side here, you come across to websites and click that. Then you'll see a little thumbnail of the website, and down below that you have edit website if you click on that. Basically, this will load the system that I use, which is Bramble. If you have a fast connection, it will load pretty much instantly like that. And if you're on a slower connection, it can take about 30 or 60 seconds for that to load. So the first thing to say is any areas where there's a bar, there's some keywords in, it's best to not change those too much, particularly towards the bottom of the pages because they've been sent to Google as keywords. So don't alter those, particularly the bottom bars if you can. Leave them as they are, and that just makes a difference to your Google rankings having those there. So the first thing you'll notice is all sorts of strange symbols will load. Completely ignore those. They're just different things that are turned off and on for mobiles and tablets. So just ignore that. And also things like some pages will have a slider and it'll be repeated twice. Again, just ignore that. It's just the way that you've got a different slider set for the computer version than you have for the mobile version. So just ignore anything duplicated. Ignore any strange symbols, skip past those. Every element that you want to try and edit, you'll see you click it and you get highlighted with a green box, which means you can then make text changes within that element. And if you scroll down, again, any sort of main headings like this, they've been flagged as keywords. So again, try to not change those too much. But effectively, you just click each area, go in like you would a Word document, make any text changes. One thing to say is don't alter the size of the text. I've had a few clients who've come in and made text quite a lot bigger, and obviously what happens on the tablet and the phone version is all of a sudden the font then doesn't fit. So everything's been optimized and fully tested on tablets and phones, so best not to alter the actual font size, just stick to making sort of simple text changes. So yeah, every section is exactly the same. You click in, you basically then get the ability to edit. So you could go in and you could make simple text changes, change your phone number, anything like that you want to do. Pretty straightforward. Again, the footer's got a little mobile. This is the mobile footer, and at the bottom is the computer version. So yeah, just have a little click around. You'll sort of get to know things quite quickly. I will just tell you a couple of things which are useful to know. So the first is that if you make a change, accidentally delete something, you do have an undo button at the top. And if you make a real mess, you basically, as long as you don't hit the green publish button at the top, you can exit without doing any damage. So for example, if I've accidentally deleted some sections, I'm not quite sure what I've done, basically don't publish the changes at the top, just exit and leave without publishing, and then basically when you go back in, there's nothing changed, you haven't done any damage at all. And so that's just a good tip if you get in a bit of a muddle or you're not sure what you've done, just don't publish the changes and exit, and then you won't do any damage. So you may want to watch this video back a couple of times, but that's kind of the basics. To navigate between all the different pages, up in the top where it says index, you click. That will then take you to that relevant page. Same again, you have lots of symbols, you have a repeated slider, just ignore those. Come down to each section, you can then obviously edit and change. You can add more text in as well, obviously paste it in from Word or drop more in there as you need to, so the sections will just expand like that. And yeah, if you want to move things around, for example, if you wanted to move this so that it was on the left hand side, you've got the move feature, so you can just drag it and move it to the left hand side. And again, if you wanted to move it back, you can just drag it and move it around. So yeah, there's sort of simple changes that you can make. You can alter any text that you want to alter, fairly straightforward. Again, I won't save or publish that. Another thing I'll just quickly show you, I'm about to do all the gallery updates for you for the recent stuff that you've sent. But if you go onto your gallery page, if you decided there's an image that you don't want anymore, you could come onto the gallery page and click the little trash can, and that would remove that image from your gallery. So that's one way you could go through and anything you didn't want in here anymore, you could go and take them out. So that's a good tip for doing that. And also changing the order. So you can change the order by using the little move feature again and just changing the order of them as you wish. Bear in mind that portrait images have to be next to each other because of their shape and size. And then obviously the landscape ones go at the top here, and that makes them all fit together. Otherwise, if you have a portrait one that's too long next to a landscape one, it all becomes a little bit of a mess. So just bear in mind, all your landscape ones are in a row at the top, all your portrait ones are in rows below, and that means they all line up correctly. So yeah, I hope that helps. At least it gets you access to the website. You can make simple text changes, you can delete gallery photos, you can move gallery photos around. So that's enough to sort of get you started. And in the meantime, I'll make the other changes that we've discussed, and I'll let you know when those are done. And yeah, if you need anything else at this point, just let me know. Thanks for watching.